Bethesda, one of the most talentless companies in existence, a company that managed to turn franchises that were worth billions into something barely worth millions at this point. Are you excited for them to unveil Slop 2.0 and the fabled DLC that literally no one cares about at this point? Are you excited? Because I am, okay? Bethesda is making sure that I make generational wealth from farming them on YouTube about how incompetent and shitty their games are. God bless Bethesda. Sad that we're getting shitty games though, I guess. But money's money, boy, and rent is due.
Starfield has officially entered into its second era with the release of Starfield 2.0.
Okay, I'm sorry, but did no one tell you that the Starfield 2.0 thing is a lie? Bethesda literally came out and said, oh no, 2.0 is not really a Cyberpunk redemption story. It's never been. It's actually just another minor patch, effectively. You're not getting any of the things that you... Bethesda literally said this, by the way. They said that. It's just a marketing trick. They just want to launch Starfield 2.0 so maybe someone actually cares about it. Nothing that you want is going to be in 2.0 because 2.0 is just effectively a slightly bigger than minor patch. And considering it's Bethesda, you know that their average patches are like fixed 3 bugs. Actually, 2 of them are still not fixed. Added new lighting to this location that literally not a single person has ever visited. Yay! I wish I was joking, but that's actually their average patch for Starfield. Or any game, honestly. Except Elder Scrolls Online, where they are really good at rewriting all of the lore and making all of the gods gay, trans, and non-binary. Now that they're doing really fast and good.
Bethesda has delivered the most ambitious overhaul the game has seen since launch. And for the first time ever, the universe is opening across PlayStation 5, Xbox, PC, and Nintendo.
What a start.
This is Cole Eastwood. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Today we're going to be talking about Starfield and what the future holds and when that release date will be on
the future is so bright, I don't need eyes to see it.
On PlayStation 5. If you end up enjoying this video, let me know by liking and subscribing to the channel. Hit the bell to be notified of new content, and let's talk.
Like the video right now. Takes less than a second, and I greatly appreciate it. It truly helps. For every like that you give me, 2 new people are gonna see this video, and that is honestly massive. You have the power to actually, increase the hatred towards Starfield, and I would honestly take that power every single day of the week. It is beautiful. Thank you for everyone who likes the video and subscribes. It really means a lot to me, so thank you.
About Starfield 2.0. Starfield 2.0 brings sweeping improvements to exploration, ship combat, AI behavior, and performance. And planets
I literally believe none of that.
Will feel more alive, cities more populated, and the game will finally deliver.
I literally believe none of that even more.
A sense of scale
and Bethesda making NPCs not seem like soulless husks? Impossible.
Discovery that players imagined since day one. Whether you're docking at New Atlantis or drifting through an uncharted system, the world will feel sharper, faster, and more responsive. And Starfield's procedurally generated...
That's a mod, by the way.
...galaxy of over 1,000 planets means that the typical Bethesda organic exploration might return for a game that traded its simulation.
It's never returning to Starfield to create organic Bethesda style of the good days that were never really that good, honestly. Exploration, aka something like Skyrim, that would be the most easy comparison in this case. You would need to make the whole game from scratch. And they're not capable of that. 1, that's way too much of a commitment. 2, we already saw modern Bethesda actually attempt this with the House Waroon expansion. With the Shattered Space DLC, right? Spoiler alert, it was versed in the RNG generated fucking tile sets. People liked it actually less, and even though it was fully 100% Bethesda handcrafted, I would not trust these developers with anything ever.
Simulation style that turned fans off in 2023. Starfield has been out about 2.5 years, and although many are not playing the game to this day, the hate and constant criticism has never tired. And fans...
Why would it? I never understand this criticism of, oh, why are you negative about this obvious piece of fucking shit that's overpriced and not good, and is a blatant lie. Oh, why are you being negative towards this anti-consumer thing? Why are you being negative towards the company that should literally be able to do 100 times better? I don't know, because I'm a normal, rational human being? Maybe that's why.
Gaming media outlets, even former developers, are lamenting the stacked issues that make Starfield arguably one of the most disappointing games from Bethesda, and to many, one of the most disappointing games of the entire generation.
True.
I reviewed Starfield at launch in 2023 and scored it with an 85, on par with the critical global...
Oh, Jesus, that is the saddest sentence I have heard all day.
...reviews. And the universally known 85 is...
Listen, even Asmongold, after 48 hours of gameplay, figured out that Starfield's not good. Okay, even he did that. Now, granted, a normal, average person would only need less than 4 hours, but, you know, to each their own.
Mid to most people. In fact, some fans outright hate Starfield since it launched. And one of the many problems is that many fans look at Starfield from the lens of its launch problems. Don't get me wrong, it's probably the least buggy, and
I have no idea what the launch problems actually in this example would be. The game is just ass, and it has never gotten better.
most polished game in the entire repertoire, but that polish also comes with a game that lacked the soul
That's
and
a
vibrancy
mod, by the
that
way.
made Skyrim and Fallout so popular, and some of my favorite games. Before we discuss the major changes coming...
There is no blood in Starfield. These are... all of the things that you are looking at and probably thinking, that's not the worst thing in the universe, are mods, by the way.
Starfield, and the reveal and release date, we have to quickly go over why people think
Probably paid mods also.
Starfield is such a letdown. Number one is the loading screens. Although brief, anywhere from 3 to 8 seconds, they are frequent. Starfield is compartmentalized, and that means if you go into a building or across an entire planet or over an entire galaxy, you'll do that through loading screens. Number two, fans almost universally think that Starfield is a boring game. For the most part, Starfield is very serious and grounded in its NASA punk style, and that simulation...
Now, anyone who mentions NASA punk style in Starfield, you know that they're shilling hard, because now... this isn't NASA punk. There's no such thing even as NASA punk. No one has any idea what the fuck is the punk or the NASA supposed to be about Starfield.
Mechanic landing on planets that are mostly empty lends to a realism instead of leaning toward player exploration and more fun. The problem with this is that most Fallout and Elder Scrolls fans have been looking at these classic titles through rose-colored lenses. They remember having such an organic, amazing immersive experience in the sprawling RPGs, but they forgot that much of that time 10 to 15 years ago when they played made up of a gameplay loop that Bethesda RPG...
Wow. This is one of the dumbest and worst arguments I have heard in a while, okay? So first of all, I played Fallout New Vegas the last time was roughly 2 years-ish ago or something like that. Maybe a little bit more. And I was not bored at all. I would not give it a single problem that Starfield has, okay? This game is not empty. None of the Fallout games feel empty. Skyrim doesn't feel empty. Because there's things that mask the emptiness, okay? Yes, on a theoretical level, it is empty. Yeah, every game is. But these games have things that mask the emptiness and that create suspense and interest. In Starfield, you know that there is only emptiness, and the most suspenseful thing is, do I have to go through 1 or 3 loading screens to get to my boarding objective that looks the same as the last one.
Is walking, talking, speech checks, loading, walking, loading screens, fast travel, loading screens, fetch quests, minimal combat in between, especially when you're looking at the classics, Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas. In fact, the most
That is such a sad thing to say, honestly. Wow.
quote-unquote hated Fallout game is Fallout 4, which, in my opinion, has the best organic pace, exploration, loot, and gameplay combat loop over most Bethesda games.
You can say it about the combat, sure. I would not say that the exploration is the best. I think it's crammed too close to one another in cities.
So for Starfield, there are a ton of gripes with fans and anti-fans. For Starfield's mechanic loot system, combat weapons limitations, space travel, some are even saying that the campaign and faction quests are fairly boring. But overall,
I think everyone's saying that, not just some people. I think it's blatantly obvious and most people see it. The campaign is literal dog shit. It makes no sense. It's fucking dumb.
the consensus is that Starfield is a good game, just not an amazing one. But Bethesda's been working...
There is no consensus that Starfield is even close to an average game.
...quietly for almost 2 years to remedy the shortfalls of an ambitious game that is about to see its full release on PlayStation and possibly...
This glazing, holy hell, someone tell Luke Stephens that he has competition.
...the Nintendo Switch 2. The biggest headline is the platform expansion. Starfield is arriving on PS5 and Nintendo's new hardware and makes a major shift in Bethesda.
Yep. The PlayStation users are excited to get Starfield. They can't wait. Oh boy, to not play Starfield.
This is strategy. And for Xbox, for the first time, players across all major platforms can explore the settled systems of Starfield. There's no concrete evidence or leaks that expect Starfield to launch on the Nintendo Switch 2 in 2026. It's most likely that the port for Nintendo is taking a bit longer. Trusted insiders have revealed that Starfield is getting its full definitive launch on the PlayStation 5, Xbox, and PC, with an announcement in March and the release date in April of 2026. Cross progression, cloud saves, this means your journey follows you wherever you play, but it's not known yet if you'll be able to bring a save over from Xbox and PC over to the PlayStation 5. There are massive improvements and changes and long-awaited fan requests and an overhaul of the game engine that are going to surprise and shock anyone in the conversation when it comes to the final version of Starfield. But before we get into all of those details, this is all shipping with a second single-player game expansion called Terran Armada. The Terran Armada DLC
Oh, hell yeah, this is gonna be so stupid. I mean, everything Starfield's gonna be stupid. I cannot wait to not play this.
pushes a narrative into bold new territory. This introduces a new militaristic faction called Terran Armada emerging from the shadows of Earth's forgotten history. Players will uncover lost archives, explore newly accessible ruins across the Sol system, and confront a growing threat that challenges the balance of power across the galaxy. The DLC will add new starships, new weapon systems, and a full fleet command mechanic that lets you lead multi-ship engagements for the first time. Space battles feel massive and cinematic, with coordinated squad maneuvers, capital ship encounters, and dynamic objectives that evolve mid-flight. It's the...
I wonder how they're gonna F this up, by the way. I think it's just gonna be the fact that the combat is gonna stay like this. It's just gonna be more of the garbage. This is gonna not be... They're gonna find a way to make something as easily good as space battles between two opposing sides bad. I swear they're gonna find a way to do it.
closest Starfield has ever come to delivering a true-scale sci-fi warfare. And on top of that, the Terran Armada DLC storyline is packed with moral choices, branching outcomes, and...
Oh yeah, I'm sure it's packed full with moral choices, branching outcomes. You know, the things that the original game and DLC didn't have. I'm sure there's gonna be so much choice and moral shit. Like, wait. Does he mean like the base game? Like the terror morph, the emotional dilemma? Do you wanna resurrect a fucking giraffe that's somehow its natural predator, even though it can't even run? Or do you want to kill all of them because... I don't fucking know. Reasons. Because they're evil. And whatever choice you make has no consequence in the world. If you resurrect the giraffes, you're not gonna see the giraffes. And if you kill the terrormorphs, guess what? They're still terrormorphs. Dude! Are we talking about this level of impactful choices? We must be. We must be, because Bethesda's not... Bethesda's just doubling down on the slop. Bethesda's just doubling down that they're already perfect and smart. Like, Emil Paglarino probably is dripping wet from the excitement of releasing another flop.
Lore that finally digs deeper into humanity's past before Earth became a giant dust bowl. It ties together threads from the base game.
Don't we already know this? Don't we already know all of that lore? It seems so fucking useless. Also, why the hell would the Terran Armada actually fight? I can't wait for the stupid excuse and failed lore implications of this, honestly.
While setting up the next phase of Starfield's universe. The Shattered Space DLC was a massive disappointment, scoring a 52 out of 100 across media outlets, and I couldn't even bring myself to finish that content as it still felt uninspired. But Bethesda is truly listening to fans, and they're working on customization.
How do you, are you just blatantly lying? How do you know that? After the flop of Shattered Space, Bethesda still was like, no, we're doing everything right. It's just the players who are stupid.
Characterization and soul and punchy writing to make the Terran Armada DLC worth the time and the money. Now, let's talk about the Starfield 2.0 patch. Jez Corden of Windows Central explains the 2.0 patch is accompanied by a complete overhaul of Creation Engine 2.0, the engine that made Starfield look absolutely gorgeous and brought it into the new generation.
It's not fucking gorgeous. Also, this is modded.
But with also limitations of those compartmentalized interiors, planets, and locations.
This is modded lighting.
Locked behind loading screens. It's reported that Bethesda has partnered with Unreal Engine 5 to bring in aspects of that game engine into Creation Engine 2.0.
Oh boy, we have a shitty engine on top of an extremely unoptimized engine. Man, that gets me real excited.
To alleviate or sometimes remove altogether loading screens that have plagued the immersive jump from planet to planet. The Unreal Engine 5 integration will allow developers to mask loading screens behind transitions or to see.
I literally could not care less. I talked about this already. Even if the game has 0 loading screens, it's not going to make the game good. People are just going to concentrate on, I don't know, pick one of 50 fucking things that Starfield does poorly. Level systems, perk systems, loot, roleplay, exploration, ship design, shipbuilding, outposts, enemies, enemy variety, combat, the lack of different guns, the lack of attachments, the lack of upgrades, the RNG, the poor RNG. For these things, lockpicking being shit and not mattering, loot being underwhelming and absolutely boring, some enemies being damage sponges, some enemies being one-shottable for no fucking reason whatsoever, items looking bad. Okay, and I could go on, because I really do not find almost anything except 2 things about Starfield that are even remotely good.
Seamlessly meld the tile system of a planet with landing locations from deep outer space to a ship landing animation without stopping to show a loading screen. It's very likely you won't be able to organically fly into a planet or fly above the terrain, but you will be able to mark a landing spot, fly toward it in hyperspeed, and allow the game to organically shift you to your new location, all without looking at those loading screens. And Starfield 2.0 and the Terran Armada DLC is likely bringing a suite of new additions to shipbuilding and outposts. And Bethesda always builds
that's stuff that no one wanted
upon their base game when they release new expanded content. I covered in previous videos a laundry list of adjustments that Starfield needs to make to bring their games in line with what fans expect, especially if they're fans of Fallout or Elder Scrolls. All of this has to do with loot, crafting, deconstruction, character building, and settlement ownership. But one thing they cannot fix is the tone and feel of Starfield as a whole. I have almost 800 hours into this game, and I've never liked the opening segment, and there are a couple of faction quests I never want to repeat again. As a fan of this game, I truly like it. It's very obvious why many gaming fans are not willing to give Starfield a chance, even if it launches on their preferred platform on Nintendo or PlayStation. And Starfield has a steep uphill climb when it
Preferred platform, completely ignores PC. Okay.
comes to releasing on PlayStation 5, especially since it was a game that was supposed to launch on the console before Xbox took ownership. And with that comes a strong fan outcry and disassociation with a game that has been split amongst fans between being a great game and an absolutely trash one. The reality is that when Starfield releases on PlayStation
Okay, what the hell is this? Audio. What the hell is this? Is Bambi getting killed again? What is happening here? In any case, that was Colt Eastwood. 10 out of 10. Jesus, Luke has competition in the glazing department. Wow. Starfield, new expansion is ass, and 2.0 is going to be disappointing. I mean, everyone already knows that, but in case you didn't, there you go. Thanks for watching. Bye.